If you're at all like me, you've spent the last 5 or 6 months trying to decide if a $500 Secretlabs chair is actually worth it. Let's get into it. I've been looking for the right chair for my office for about a year at this point. Since the pandemic hit, I'm spending anywhere between 8 and 16 hours a day sitting right here behind me. And if you don't have the right chair, you're gonna be really uncomfortable. Everything's gonna hurt. For most of that last year, I've had a cheap $150 Amazon chair that really didn't do much for me until I finally decided to go all in and get a Secretlab Titan Softweave. That cheap Amazon chair was really just a metal frame with a little bit of cotton padding. It was so uncomfortable, it didn't do anything for me, and it just hurt my back and my legs. When I finally decided to fork over the $500, I decided to go with the Softweave over the PU leather for 2 reasons, for comfort and lifespan. The best way I could think of to describe it is something like PU leather has passive issues and something like Softweave has active issues. Passive issues mean no matter what you do, it's gonna fall apart, no matter how well you treat it. Active issues basically means it's up to you how long it's gonna last. If you make sure not to tear it, if you make sure not to get stains on it, it's gonna look good and last a hell of a lot longer than something like PU leather with its passive issues. That fake leather is gonna start peeling after a couple years at most. Softweave isn't without its issues either. Stuff like pet hair and dust show up a lot worse and are a lot harder to clean up. You better have something like a lint roller on hand and be ready to do that fairly regularly. So with that, let's get into some of the key points. Number 1, this chair is comfortable as hell. I am so surprised how much I get excited every day to get up early in the morning and come sit in that chair before work. It's great because this chair is really firm, more firm than I thought it was going to be, honestly, but it's really comfortable. You would think something that's super firm wouldn't be all that comfortable. But what I've noticed is even if a chair is really cushy and soft and feels like you're sitting on pillows, that's not going to be good for you in the long run. Your back and your legs and all that is just going to end up hurting and causing you ergonomic issues. Something like a Secretlabs chair is going to help your posture so much. You're going to be sitting the right way, and in the long term, maybe even over a few weeks, you're going to notice a difference just like I did. And that's why I'm a really big fan of the cold cure foam that they use. A firmer chair is guaranteed to be more comfortable over time. Finding a chair that makes me so comfortable every day, but is also doing things like helping my posture is just a win-win. It doesn't get better than that, really. And if I could pick one word to describe this chair, it would be, without a doubt, premium. Also in the gaming chair category, I haven't seen anything that has that Softweave fabric that I really wanted over something like PU leather that I just don't find very breathable or comfortable. So with that, let's get into the building experience. As you guys can see, this chair was a total breeze to build for the most part. Secretlabs is doing things here that I've never seen another brand do. Something that was super cool was this giant cardboard instruction page that they include. It's the first thing you see once you open the box. Something like that made it super easy to follow along and see exactly what was going on while you were building the chair. That being said, there was one point where I got stuck, and overall the chair took me about 35 minutes to build, and that one mess up probably cost me about 10 minutes. And it was due to one part of the instructions that were kind of vague, and you couldn't see where the wheelbase fit to the bottom of the chair, and I ended up doing it backwards and had to go back and switch it back. But it really wasn't that big of a deal. Like I said, I lost 10 minutes, and it's a really small complaint in the grand scheme of things. Something really cool that I liked that they included was this little red locking screw that they have bolted to the side of the chair. And for whatever reason, they don't want you to adjust the backrest until you get the backrest fully installed. So they have that tied down with a piece of cardboard. They have little notices everywhere that say, don't do it, don't do it. And I don't know if it's because it's a safety concern or if it just kind of messes up the process of building the chair. But including that last little idiot-proof screw, I just thought it was really cool that they cover their bases like that. The attention to detail here is something that I definitely didn't see in my cheap $150 GT racing chair. Overall, I just think they did a top-notch job here. They made it easy, they made it simple, they made it easy to follow along, and it was just kind of a pleasant experience overall. As far as the build quality of the chair, the whole thing just bleeds quality. That's the first thing that comes to my mind every time I go and sit on it, really. Something I've never experienced before in an office chair. One thing the chair includes are these 4D armrests. I think the fourth dimension is time, so that's kind of weird, but sure. Even the bracket that gives it that 4D maneuverability, you can just tell how much care goes into making something like that. There's even a level of quality to the casters on the bottom of the chair that I never saw on any chair that I've owned in the past. The fabric is really, really nice too. I was expecting it to be maybe kind of a rougher denim feel, but it's really soft, it's really comfortable, and it's something that so far I haven't gotten tired or uncomfortable with at all. And then of course the cold cure foam. It's probably the most important part of the chair, and it's something that I've never been uncomfortable on. It's, like I said before, firm but really comfortable, and it's just something that I really appreciate. So there should be no doubt in your mind here that any of the materials they use to build the chair are anything but the best out there, especially in the price range. Let's get in a little deeper into the comfort aspect of the chair. I get really bad back pain, and my old chair just wasn't cutting it. If anything, it was making my back pain worse because I was spending so much time every day in my chair. My Titan almost entirely fixed my back pain issues. I've noticed that my back doesn't really bug me throughout the day. Even maybe a couple hours after I get out of my chair at the end of the day, until I go to bed, my back's feeling much better than it used to. If you're someone that's ever noticed your thighs or your butt start to fall asleep after a long day of playing games or getting some productivity done, I used to have that happen to me all the time, and for the last month or so, I haven't experienced that at all, which really blew my mind a little bit because I was so used to that being a thing that would just happen to me every day. Now let's talk a little bit about the $500 price tag. Yes, $500 is steep for a chair. But like with other things that are expensive, what you're paying for is the quality and the brand. To have a chair that kind of fits the gaming aesthetic, but also looks like a professional office chair at the same time, is just something only Secretlab has done so far that I've seen. But when you combine that with the ergonomics of it and the comfort, it's just kind of the best of all of those worlds. You get the cool chair, you get the comfortable chair, and you get the quality chair. Let me show you some of the differences between a $150 Amazon chair and a $500 Secretlab Titan. First of all, I'm so glad that the Titan isn't like the Omega and my $150 chair, and it doesn't have that bucket seat style of bottom. I've just really grown out of that racing aesthetic for a gaming chair, and I like having something that fits my office space, even when I'm not playing games, for example. Those bucket seats aren't comfortable. You can't move your legs around at all, and you're kind of stuck in this single missionary position all day long. Being able to sit in my Titan kind of however I feel like is something that I really appreciate. While I haven't, if you ever experience any discomfort, that flat base is going to allow you to sit different ways, like crisscross or put your knees up, which will give you that adjustment to kind of get comfortable again. Something else I like about the Titan over the GT racing chair is that it doesn't push my shoulders forward. Those racing chairs tend to have this curve to them, because it really sucks when you're sitting all day and this chair is just fighting against your back and pushing your shoulders forward, really messing up your posture. But at the end of the day, is it worth the price of admission? And I would say yes, 100% go for it if you're interested at all, especially the Titan. I've had nothing but good experiences so far, and if that ever changes, I'll make sure to update you guys. All these extra lengths that Secretlab goes to kind of provide a great unboxing experience and a great building experience and just a great experience while you're sitting in the chair overall. Those are the little things that I really appreciate. That's something that goes a long way with me, and that's what I feel like I'm paying for at the end of the day with that pretty high price. If some of those little things don't matter to you as much, then it's important to take that into account when it comes to deciding if you want to buy it or not. But for me, those are the things that make a huge difference. Well, this has been somewhat of a controversial thing I've seen in some reviews. They have a 3-year warranty extension, which I think is totally worth it. And if you post a picture of your Secretlab chair on your social media account and you add the Secretlab hashtag, they'll increase your warranty by 3 years, which you would think that's awesome. I can understand why some people think it's this forced marketing thing they're doing, but never in that paperwork do they say that you need to say something positive about the chair. They only say post a picture of your chair and include the hashtag. So at the end of the day, I don't personally have a problem with it, and it's a really great way to increase your warranty to, I think it's 5 years. So it's up to you if you want to do it or not. But to me, it seemed like a small price to pay for a 3-year warranty extension. While I didn't have any problems with my chair, I've heard people talk about how they've had this great experience with the customer service. If your armrest is damaged or one of your casters isn't working properly, they just, no questions asked, send you that replacement part right away, which is always good. If you're ever gonna have a problem with something you buy, you would hope that that's how the company is gonna react. So with that, I just wanna say thanks for tuning in, guys, for your daily cup of Gregnog. I'm planning to do more stuff like this in the future, so make sure to subscribe if you're interested. If not, no worries. And if you could gently press the like button too, that's always good. So thanks, guys, I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.